What's going on, y'all? I've seen various versions of this deck on the ladder. It is Bant Party. Some people play 4 or 5 color. I think Bant has all the best cards. You can splash more pathways just to possibly make your Taz reactivation easier, but that's very minute, not really essential to the deck. So essentially this is the party mechanic from Zendikar Rising, which means if you have a cleric, rogue, warrior, and a wizard on 4 different creatures, you have a full party, and then that turns on various creatures in this deck. Nibble Trapfinder says if you have a full party at the beginning of combat on your turn, creatures you control gain whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. So it gives you a lot of card draw. Also, it can't be blocked if a party creature enters the battlefield this turn. Pretty decent 2-drop. Linvala, you get to stop one of your opponent's permanents. It can't attack, block, or activate abilities. Pretty solid. Linvala also can sacrifice to give your creatures hexproof or indestructible. Decent against sweepers. Squad Commander, at the beginning of combat of your turn, if you have a full party, all your creatures get +1/+0 and indestructible. This is our big finisher most of the time. It makes all our creatures able to attack and gives them a power buff. It helps us get that lethal damage through. Also, when it enters the battlefield, you get a 1/1 warrior token for each creature in your party. So it makes quite a few bodies for 4 mana if you are doing well in the game at that point. We also have removal spells that go with the party mechanic, Journey to Oblivion. It's essentially a Banishing Light, Oblivion Ring sort of effect. It's an enchantment. It exiles the permanent until the enchantment leaves the battlefield. There isn't that much enchantment removal in Standard 2022, so this works pretty well. Costs 1 less for each creature in your party. Sometimes you cast this for 2 or even 1, which feels pretty good as a universal removal spell. Other party payoffs, we have Archpriest of Iona. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you have a full party, you give a creature +1/+1 in flying, helpful for getting damage through. Concerted Defense counterspell. Stops non-creature spell unless its controller pays 1/+1 for each creature in your party. If you have more than 2 creatures in your party, this is usually just 1 mana negate in this format, which is pretty solid, though there are a lot of very creature-heavy decks, so it's not ideal. Spoils of Adventure, 6 mana, gain 3 life, draw 3 cards, costs less for each creature in your party, helps you reload if you do get run out of resources somehow. Then we've just got the most value creatures who fit into the party types. So we have Jespera Sentinel to help us ramp and fix the colors. Professor of Symbology gets us access to the Learn board, which we've seen in almost every Standard 2022 deck. It's just so good. And Masked Vandal is a shapeshifter, has Changeling, so it counts as anything and can remove artifacts or enchantments if necessary. Tajuru Paragon also counts as anything. And in the mana base, we've got 2 layers of the Hydra for some creature lands, all the pathways, and 1 World Tree because we need fixing. It's really tough running 3 colors, but sometimes it works, and it's pretty rewarding when it does. Let's go try it out. Sure. Got all the colors, 2-drop, 4-drop. Not a great curve, but not the worst one I've seen with this deck either. That helps quite a bit. To trade our Paragon for the Sentinel, so I think we hold back here. We can hold up Concerted Defense in case they try anything cheeky. Next turn we have Squad Commander for 3. Makes 3 1/1s, not bad. And just 1 more party member and we are turned on. 4-color treasure seems greedy, especially since now we can attack here. Chumps. Interesting. Span, of course. Right, Masked Vandal can turn on our party shenanigans, which I think is the play here, since Squad Commander makes everything indestructible. Don't have a creature in the graveyard, so he can't exile their treasure, unfortunately. Let's see, do I need blockers here? They have 8, 10, 11. We have Masked Vandal as a blocker. We should be okay with Concerted Defense. So they take 14 here, go to 3. Seems okay. No. That eliminates our blocker and stops our party next turn. And got him. Not sure what their sack outlet would have been there, but it's... I don't think there's any reason not to counter that. Alright, we've got all our colors, we've got a curve, I'll take it. Start off with the Archpriest. Layer of the Hydra is kind of awkward here, as I want to get our 2-drop down. Right, there's a different 2-drop we can get down, that works. Do I want to trade the Archpriest for a Shambling Ghast? Not particularly. I think we can wait until we fill up our party. Right, we should have a full party on 4. As our opponent doesn't remove anything. Actually have a full party next turn if we can Trap Finder into Tazri. No, we're 1 mana short of that. Never mind. But we Trap Finder here so we can Squad Commander next turn and be good. Trap Finder, of course, plays into if they want to sacrifice their Shambling Ghast, but it's the only rogue we've got. We don't have much choice. We have to get it down if we want a full party. Got something here. It's probably something to sacrifice their Shambling Ghast. Deadly Dispute, Village Rites, or the like. But if they get rid of the Ghast, then we are open to attack. They don't kill the Trap Finder anyway. Interesting. on the snow here. Yeah, that's an ouch. Probably just done here. So we can play this to get a 1/1, or we can just play the Arc Priest. Neither of which feels great. Really need our Linvalas when our opponent comes out with turn 4 Blood on the Snow. Top's not really what we want. Tazri can attack into this board, which makes him more attractive. I think that's what we go for. He's got a second green source, so we can actually use our Lair of the Hydra. Squad Commander is a 3/3, doesn't do much against the 1/4 until we get a full party. Which, if the right things are going, may not ever happen. Yeah. Okay, we have all the colors. We have some things to do. I'll take it. Our opponent's playing mono green, so we won't have a chance to do any of them. No, not mono green. Basically mono green. Interesting. Well, this is more mana efficient than the Sentinel. Can play the Sentinel next turn if we want to hold up Concerted Defense, but with Ranger's class down, I expect our opponent will mostly be playing creatures. Yes, and turn 3, their entire hand is on the board. Whatever's left is playable for 1 mana, apparently. Drawing the Professor means I think we go Sentinel Professor instead of Linvala here. Gets us to most of a party, which then if we get Linvala down, might be able to slow our opponent down enough. What do we take here? Containment Breach, probably to get rid of the Ranger's class. Unfortunately, we still don't have anything with 3 toughness, so all these 2-power creatures run right over us. Probably want to make the pack leader a 4/4, so I can't trade it with the Paragon. Yeah. And Post, sure. I think Linvala is our out here, so I don't think we can sacrifice any party members. There's another blue source, so we can at least hold up Concerted Defense. And we can cast Tazri, that's not bad either. I'll tap the Professor, as it is a less effective blocker. combat. Let's stop the pack leader from attacking. And let's see, we don't really want to block with the Paragon anyway. So they might just trade both of those and then we're off a full party. Alright, Warrior, Wizard, Cleric, Rogue. No, we still have a full party, so we can attack with this now. Is not something we can stop with concerted defense, unfortunately. They don't have any good attacks into Tazri, though. They go for it anyway. Sure. I block here and here. Go to 4. Professor's not bad. I think here what we're doing is just breach the Rangers class and Professor. What do we get with the Professor? We're only 1 mana away from Mascot Exhibition, which seems decent here. So I think we'll go for it. Or do I get reduced to memory to take out the double striker? Mascot Exhibition should be fine. And we'll stop the double striker because now we can handle the 4/4. And can I attack with Linvala here? See, 2/2, 4/1, 4/4. Yeah, we can attack with Linvala. Mammoth, sure. Aspirant's a problem. That's a pretty good reason to play white. Still don't have any good attacks with it this turn. I attack anyway to get the draw, sure. I'll trade a Professor here and trade the Pest for the pack leader. Seems okay. We do get counters on Drizzt, but we will keep Drizzt from attacking with Linvala. Alright, we can activate Tazri, but we have to tap something to do it. That draws us 2 cards, but then we're low on blockers. I think what we want here is just to play the Archpriest, as it's a 4/2 and blocks pretty well. We can still activate Tazri, and we can do that at instant speed. So yeah, we can hold for that. They have 4 attackers, we have 4 blockers. Can I keep attacking with Linvala? I think so. Well, they have 3 attackers because we turn off Drizzt. And we'll just give Linvala +1. It's a 5/5. Aspirant can turn it into a 6/6. Lair of the Hydra comes out. See where they put the counter on the Hydra. Neither of these have trample, so I can just chump with the Professor, or we can trade Tazri. There's a good chance we will find another warrior if we activate Tazri. So I think that should be fine. Let's just kill this thing. And activate. Yep, we don't need a second Linvala. I guess if we took the second Linvala, we could sacrifice this one to save Tazri, but I think we're fine either way. Yeah, more counters on Drizzt, but it doesn't really matter. There's our layer of the Hydra. Have to play this pre-combat. We can kick this. It's not bad. Squad Commander should end the game fairly quickly. You can't attack. You get +1. And I want to play this. Then we have 3 blockers again. Probably end up jumping something, but it's another 4/2, which is pretty good. Buff the Trampler. Both in. So here we can sacrifice Linvala because Squad Commander will be lethal if they have 2 blockers. I believe. Right, we have 5. We won't have a full party though if we get rid of our wizard. We do have to block both of these. Do we kill the mammoth or keep our full party? I guess, let's see. Then we play this as a warrior, we have a full party again. So we take that, we take 3 from the trample. Not sure who they thought was winning there, but yeah, once we get the Squad Commander down, they are done. Okay, no blue source, but otherwise not too bad. I'll try it out on the play with an Archpriest. Like 10 blue sources we can draw, and not that many blue spells, so we should be okay. Get our tap land out of the way instead of playing the Vandal for nothing here. Alright, Professor is not a bad draw, I guess we do it. These are both clerics, so it doesn't add damage. Let's attack first in case they're sitting on removal of some fashion. We can go get environmental sciences to get our blue source. And let's get another white source, I suppose. Most of the deck is white. Skyclave Geopede. Alright, we draw the island anyway. Do I just get rid of this? Trap Finder Vandal and get pretty close to having a full party, and then get rid of it next turn. I think they want to be aggressive, so they're not going to block here. If I'm going to attack, I should play the creatures first, so we get the extra damage. Gruul probably doesn't have many artifacts or enchantments I want to get rid of, so we don't need to hold the Vandal. Yep, takes 5, as expected. Now next turn we have both of these open if they don't remove any of our creatures. Wilds takes 7, that's fine, we're still winning the race. Doesn't crack it, interesting. Second one, sure. So we'll take out the one that can block, and then sciences, I suppose. Bring us back up to 17. Get our opponent down to 7, not too bad. Go get a green source, we can play this on blue and have 2 of each. Fortunately we need one more party member to start drawing off our Trap Finder. But if our opponent doesn't play carefully here, our removal spell might just get us through for lethal anyway. Alright, now it has double landfall. If they have a roiling regrowth or something, they can kill us here. Have exactly roiling regrowth. That'll do it. Not a lot we can do about that, other than exile both their creatures last turn instead of playing the sciences. I suppose that was safer, but that was quite a sequence they had. Don't really do anything until turn 4 with this hand. I think we have to do better. Alright, that has something going for it. Put away a concerted defense. We'll need a white source, but we're fairly likely to find one. See, this is just better stats. Trap Finder doesn't draw until we have a full party, no need to go for that too hastily. Opponent's playing good old-fashioned mono white. Let's pretend we can win a race. Need a plains here. Mana situation is pretty bad trying to play 3 colors in standard 2022. Even with 12 pathways. Yeah, our opponent's playing tier 1 mono white. No spice over here. As a plains. Let's see, we can Archpriest and hold up Concerted Defense, or we can Linvala. Either way gets us one closer to a full party. What non-creature spells does Mono White run, though? Not many. Just Paladin class, really. A 3/3 is better on board than a 2/3. So I think it's Linvala. And we're not blocking with this, might as well get the unblockable damage in. I don't know if we can get an untapped land and Squad Commander, we still have a chance in this game. Skyclave Apparition. No, we do not have a full party. Might as well give Indestructible. Probably not removing that Skyclave Apparition. Giving Indestructible here at least shuts down some of their attacks. Might still have a portable hole for this Paragon anyway, in which case it was all in vain. Cleric, sure. And we get the land, but we no longer have a full party, and our opponent's really wide. I don't think there's any point in playing this game further. Another hand with no white source. That's better. Pretty good curve. Back one of these. Get some damage in. 5 power on board on turn 2 is rather formidable. Okay. Back to 1 power. Back to 5. Our opponent will play some permanents instead of just removing ours again, so these Journey to Oblivions can do something. Perfect. Guess this is black-white dungeon mid-range, something like that. Go to Oblivion. My dragon friend, and take 5. Perfect. 2 Nadars, 2 journeys into Oblivion. Make the 1/1. It's not great on this board. Those Nadars shut down our Archpriest attacks and get our opponent quite a lot of value in the long run, so I think journeying them as soon as possible is a fine play. Yeah. This one doesn't venture every turn. And it doesn't have vigilance, so if they want to attack with it, they open themselves up to an attack. We can get a full party here. It seems kind of good. Is it lethal? I think it's lethal. As we give our Archpriest flying. Yep, trigger, trigger, trigger. Got him. That's finally how things are supposed to work. Just get the 4th land, full party acquired, all the pre-combat triggers. That's what I'm really trying to see here.